I mean, the beginning.
Well,
I
they're
mean, talk
trying.
about a beginning. I mean, like the doors slamming open. Like I envisioned, right, since listening to this thing, like, some drug dealers, in their mansion and the doors are shutting and like the camera's panning, and it shows like the guards and stuff like that, man in the door. All of a sudden, like, boom, like feds, whatever, and like the sunglasses and the guns, and they're like, and that song, I mean, it just comes crashing in. They're there to do business and damage, man.
Hey, welcome back to Into the Music. I'm here with Greg. My name's Chris, and Greg, you got something for me to react to?
I do. So, we've already done one song from this band,
Okay.
and I think we've got some nice response to that band and to that song. And I don't know. I got to be honest. I don't know if this song's been requested, but this one was another one that was playing off of my son's speaker. After we had dropped that one, the first one, and I was like, "Oh my god!" I'm like, I think that's Motorhead." So I asked my son, he's like, "Yeah," and he told me the name of the song, and I just like dove into it, and I love it. I love it.
You better be careful. He might be putting some. He might be re-editing those songs and putting in like subliminal messages, like raise my
Yeah,
allowance. Show
you
up.
know my son, right? He's a chip off the old block. So the name of the song is "In the Name of Tragedy," because that'd be a tragedy if he was actually doing that. But I don't think he is.
Yeah, it would
But
be hard.
anyway,
Horrible.
yeah. But "In the Name of Tragedy" by Motorhead.
Okay,
Go
I'll get
off,
to it.
go off, young
Yes,
son,
sir.
and come on back and tell me what you think.
Aye, aye, Captain. Man, that's energy.
Were you ever lost? Were you ever young? Were you ever safe, little brother? Do you see the sense of the evidence? Are you still part of the struggle? Did you bang your head? Did you go to bed? Does it still feel pretty funky? Lay back and dream in the death machine. Pity you still think like a monkey. Go, bring it up, bring it down till you hit the ground. Got a rude attitude, turn the world around. Shall we see, shall we disagree? You say it all in the name of tragedy. Did you ever lie, ever wonder why nobody believed you, honey? Why the pretty smile drive the people wild? Wonder who ran off with the money. Do you ever change? Is it gonna rain? Will it bring you pennies from heaven? Do you know the score? Are you waiting for anxious for the new Armageddon? Go, get it up, get it down till you hit the ground. Stop a rude attitude from the world around. Say, shall we see, shall we disagree? Say it all in the name of tragedy. Marbles in your mouth, what's it all about? Do you know the name of the winner? If I was to go, would you let it show? Life is not a TV dinner. If you dream of me, will you ever see? Do you want a piece of the action? If I wasn't sure, would you do it more? Help me to achieve an erection. Go, get it up, get it down till you hit the ground. Have a rude attitude, turn the world around. Shall we see, shall we disagree? All in the name of tragedy. Now sing it loud, sing it out, make the people shout. Get it on, get it on, get it sorted out. Do you see it? Be sincere, can you really see? All in the name of tragedy.
Wow, they nailed it, man. This is cool.
Hey there.
Hey
You
there.
back?
I am
Tell me. What'd you
horrible.
think? Well,
Horrible.
you stop. Really.
This
I
is
mean, you
like
start.
burning.
I'm gonna edit these things out from now on. It sucks.
I
Ugh,
know, I know, I
ah,
know.
ah.
All right. I've used that before. Um, yeah, I love this. You know, only
Yeah, you
two. I
do.
only know two songs now of theirs,
Yeah.
but I'm
The
like,
first one was Ace of Spades. Ace of Spades was the first one.
Ace of Spades in this one, and they're just so energetic, man. They get you going. Yeah, it's like you can't help but go like this to it.
I mean, the beginning.
Well,
I
they're
mean, talk
drumming.
about a beginning. I mean, like the doors slamming open. Like I envisioned, right, since listening to this thing, like, some drug dealers, in their mansion and the doors are shutting and like the camera's panning, and it shows like the guards and stuff like that, man in the door. All of a sudden, like, boom, like feds, whatever, and like the sunglasses and the guns, and they're like, and that song, I mean, it just comes crashing in. They're there to do business and damage, man. You know,
I hope
that's what I
next time
envision.
I hope next time I hear it, I don't picture like a SWAT team kicking in.
It's just action. It just means like business, man. Like just
I
getting
know.
down. That's just the music is serious, Like you just don't want to. Like seriously, it's almost like get out of the effing way because
Yeah, but
this music is coming. Yeah.
it's fun at the same time because the
Oh
way
yeah.
the voice
Yeah.
the singer makes it kind of fun, just the way
Oh
he
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
the inflections and so on.
Right. Right. Yeah.
And I guess they're a British band.
They are. Yeah.
Yeah, I could hear that in his voice. I didn't want to make an assumption.
Yeah. So in my homework, I didn't
About
actually do a lot of
Motörhead.
I kind of put some details to the band and when they started and stuff like that back in that first one. I think I might be wrong. They might have started in 1977. That Ace of Spades one might have been 1980 or 81, right around that time, a long time ago. This one was 2004. So a long time
Oh,
after that
that
Ace of
is a
Spades
long
one,
time.
right?
Yeah,
Or after
yeah.
their 17th
Maybe
album.
23 years later.
Yeah, so 17th album, it was 2004. And for some reason, it didn't get, from what I understand, it wasn't played in the United States. It might have been a whole record squabble,
Yeah, who
record company
knows?
thing,
Yeah,
who knows?
yeah.
But I mean, it was only after his death in 2015,
Ooh,
Lemmy, after he died in 2015, that this song and this album started circulating around the United States.
okay.
So it took like his death for an amazing, I mean, that's just a great song, I mean, as soon as I heard that out of the speakers, I just like, it was one of those like, drop the pen, stop, whatever, and just like, that's great. It just took me.
Yeah.
And you talk about the guitars, and like sort of, I guess you didn't say light, but that said, like, it's like for a song with heavy guitars,
Yeah.
it moves, man. It's like,
Yeah.
there's
I didn't
no,
say anything about the guitar.
oh, I thought you did.
No, but I would have. So go ahead.
So talk about the guitar. No, because you would want to
No,
listen
just
to it.
great stuff. Just great
Yeah.
stuff. That's all.
Yeah. That solo in the middle, right? That's really,
The whole, there was guitars all over, but I would have to listen to it again to
okay. All
pinpoint,
right.
um,
Yeah, but there's a solo that, so
parts.
Phil Campbell, I believe he's playing all the guitars, I think just tracks and stuff. If
I hope so, or else you're like Rick Nielsen from Cheap Trick.
I was about to say that, like, man, come on. We're so like on the same wavelength. It's like scary.
It is
Yeah, I was
frightening,
gonna say
man.
that.
Yeah.
But even Nielsen, like, that means he has octopus arms,
Remember when we saw him at Jones Beach?
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
comes out. We were like, we knew he'd come out with something, right?
Yeah.
Instead of the multiple guitars, what did he have? He had the 5-neck guitar.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Remember?
Yes.
That was strictly for show, I'm sure. You need really long arms to get to that lower one.
So
But,
right. So in doing some research, and I'm not knowing a lot about the band. Supposedly Phil Campbell, who is a very good guitarist, been with the group for many years. I think he might have been original and right to the end. But they kind of said, he was so spectacular, or whatever, in just a 4-chord kind of guitar playing. And then here he just kind of lets it out. I think actually he does. I think I think their style too, like musical style, a little bit more like, doing solos like this and stuff like that, from what I understand, on this album called Tragedy.
Mhm.
So I'm actually really intrigued to listen to a lot of the other songs off the album, So as
Yeah,
we
and
kind of,
I'm sure we're going to cover some more of their songs.
yeah, so definitely we'll want to.
I
So,
would like to. If it
Mo-
if it's
yeah,
if
go
it's as
ahead.
good as this stuff, then definitely.
Well, yeah, right.
Wanna listen to some
Yeah.
more.
Did you catch any of the lines? Did you try to kind of
A
attempt
little
to
bit,
find out what it might be about?
a little bit. But
What'd you think it was about?
tell me. I'm not going to tell you about it.
Actually, I couldn't find anything like any smoking gun, online that said what the song was about. Like wiki and stuff like that. There's really
But
nothing there.
what do you get from the?
What I think is that he's basically saying, "Hey, man, to survive in life, you gotta get tough." He's got some lines here like, "With a pretty smile, drive the people wild. Wonder who ran off with the money." Another line about waiting for pennies from heaven, followed by, "Do you
Yeah, I
know?
remember that one.
Do you know the score?" And then in the chorus where he's like, "Bring it up, bring it down till you hit the ground," and then like in one of the choruses,
Wait. What are you, Otto from Simpsons?
"Hey,
Remember
little dude."
you referred to him the other on another one?
Yeah. Then he says, "Get a rude attitude." And then another of the chorus line, another time when they do the chorus, he says, "Cop a rude attitude." And actually, the next one, yeah. So, basically, like maybe he's saying, "Look, man, you want to be all nicey nice and like treat people, like get by in the world just being nice. Maybe they'll walk all over you. You got to stand up
Yeah.
for yourself, man. You got to be tough, And that's kind of what I got."
That's why the SWAT team bursted in. They were like, "We don't like this guy's attitude. It's just bad."
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, this would be the kind of song that you would listen to in the morning before you went out and just knock them dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go,
No,
listen to it in the morning, drive to work, and tell off your boss. Then half a
right.
minute later, you're like, "Gosh, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have done that."
And yeah, definitely. You want to make sure you kind of, apologize. But what I was in, I think we talked about this too, right? In the research I was doing for the last one, for Ace of Spades, I think we talked a little bit about like what kind of sound are they? Like what genre? If you want to like label them, I know
Yeah.
the whole label thing. But if you go into label them, and I think that I mean, I know, not think, I know that I had this tag on them as like metal, and then as we were kind of getting into that song, Ace of Spades, and looking into, and then also the comments coming back, they're not metal, they're rock and roll, rock and roll. Lemmy always said, we're a rock and roll band.
Yeah. Okay,
And
but where do you draw the line? That's the thing.
right. And so in doing a little more research onto this song, it kind of, you get the sense that like, they were a rock and roll band, but it was like sort of like an F you in the face kind of rock and roll, just a very hard
Yeah,
driving.
hardcore. Yeah.
Yeah, hardcore. And where they say that actually this song and these songs on this album, if if you were going to put that metal tag to them, this would be it. It's just a very that hard drive and almost metal kind of sound. And
Yeah.
one of the reviews I was reading kind of like sort of describe them in that way. So it's kind of interesting. But that said, still true and true, a real rock and roll band, man, rock and roll music all the way. So just an FU rock and roll, in the face,
Yeah.
which is, pretty cool. All right, great. So yeah, I'm really glad you like it, and I really hope that Motorhead fans out there also really like this too. And if you did, hit that like button. And if you haven't yet subscribed, man, it'll be great. Just do that little click and become part of the Into the Music family. And Chris, this is
Absolutely.
fun. And we'll see you next time. And to everyone, we'll see you next episode of Into the Music.
See y'all.